everyone. Welcome to Toy Break, episode 381. We're back.
Finally.
What's it been, a year?
It's been 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a good break. I liked it.
Yeah, had fun.
We should do that every year.
Tell us what you did this summer.
We have seasons now.
Seasons. No, that is not a normal break. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm Aileen.
I'm George.
And I'm Scott.
Woohoo! And it is... Actually, this is technically our first episode of 2016.
Welcome. Happy New Year, everyone.
Woohoo! I wish I could make the little noise, but...
Chinese New Year and our New Year.
Yeah. We're celebrating all New Years.
We just squish them into one. All right, what are you watching? Good question, because it's been a while. Toy Break is your weekly internet show featuring news and reviews all about the wonderful world of toys, including but never limited to designer vinyl, plush, action figures, collectibles, events, travels, finds, whatever we can bring you in said wonderful world. That is what we aim to do. So let's start, as we always do, by thanking our site sponsors like Modern Brick Warfare,
3D Retro,
Tomonosuke!
Suburban Vinyl,
DKE Toys,
3 Coconut Monkey!
We also have many, many donations we need to thank people for.
Shall I get through this one?
Yes, please. Thank
Wow.
you. I appreciate that.
Emil from California, Jillian from Canada, Bethany from Florida, Shannon from Oklahoma, Trevor from Canada, James from Texas, James from Louisiana, Squire from Kentucky, Gary from Georgia, Edgar from California, Stephen from New Hampshire, Greg from Kansas?
Yep.
Kansas? Jay from Idaho, Taylor from Parts Unknown, Joseph from North Dakota, Richard from the UK, Thomas from New Mexico, Brandon from California, Gregory from New York.
Boom.
Thank you so much for all of the donations. It brought us back.
All because of you
dead.
guys.
From the dead.
Some of those were probably multiple donations by this point.
That is true. Thank you so much to everyone, whether it was one donation or several. We appreciate it. Helps keep the lights rolling and tape going.
And us here sitting.
Exactly. So, with that, let's talk a little bit really quick about... So we've been on, I guess, a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Little break. It's actually the first break we've ever taken in 9 years.
Yeah, first time
From Toy Break.
First time we took more than like a week off in 9 years.
A little crazy.
So what was the time period? Was it like 3
basically
months?
January, February, and the first part of March.
Okay.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
It's less than your TV shows.
A 2-month break in 9 years. That's pretty good.
That's, yeah, enough time to accumulate a lot of toys.
And hopefully you missed us.
I hope so, but you're probably wondering, where were we?
Where were we?
Well, you know where we were if you follow us on Instagram.
Or on other social media
Or
outlets.
Facebook or whatever. We were in Japan!
Not for 2 months.
Well, for a while. It felt
Yeah.
like 2 months.
For 2 weeks.
It did.
In a good way.
Yeah. So what do we want to do? Do you want to
You wanna
talk about
jump
Japan?
into it?
Do we jump right in? How do we
no.
do this?
Okay, well, first, let me just say real quick. We actually did record the first episode of 2016, which has not aired yet, because we got so caught up with the travel and everything at the beginning of the year. So that will be coming up next week. So it's slightly out of order.
Mm-hmm.
So next week when we're like, Happy 2016! Just like go with it.
Just pretend.
So that was
It's cool.
So 380 then?
Actually, the next one is 382, because there's supposed to be another one in between. But you'll see that in like 2 weeks. Don't worry about it.
The numbering's a little off, but don't worry.
We will be caught up shortly.
We had some. We shot them. This never made it to
I
you.
think I'm wearing the same shirt as I will be wearing next week, so apologies for that too.
From like a month and a half ago.
Yeah. It's time travel. It's a mess. It's all timey-wimey.
So don't worry about it. Just watch and enjoy. And if our beards change or our
If my
weight
beard
fluctuates
changes.
a bit, don't worry about that.
Exactly.
So should we get into Japan talk then?
Japan. So, who went to Japan? You went to Japan?
Jump right into Japan's?
Japan's 2016.
Jumping out of my pants?
So we all went to Japan.
I did.
We did.
We went together. It was awesome.
It was amazing.
We held hands the whole time.
And I think the first thing I would say is if you're trying to save money,
Don't go to Japan?
don't go to Japan. If you're a collector, don't go to Japan. If you have seizures, don't go to Japan.
Oh, goodness. That's a good tip.
If you can't eat gluten, don't go to Japan.
Oh. You had some lovely steak.
They had a lot of white rice.
If you like rice, go to Japan.
If you like rice, go to Japan
And
because
you
they
like
have
rice,
a lot
so
of
you're-
like white rice.
Yeah.
Sushi was amazing. The prices were amazing for sushi.
Yeah.
Um,
Food overall was good, I thought. I ate a couple things I didn't know what it was, but I just went with it. You know,
Good
and it was
times.
tasty.
when in Rome. Yeah.
When in Rome.
When in Rome.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of flashing lights. There's a lot of stuff to look at.
A lot of in your face, like noise when you
Yeah.
go into stores. They're very like, buy this thing, here's the thing, here's the thing. You're like, oh.
There's sensory overload,
Yeah.
even with sounds, lights. I mean, I don't know. It was just chaotic at times. I remember a few times we're like, what are we supposed to look at? I remember
Yeah.
saying that like over and over again, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, it was just insane.
Recap wise, let's talk real quick because we ended up going to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. We only went in Osaka for the day, but we still made it down there. But one of the things we went to do, which was pretty cool in the beginning, we went to Wonderfest. Wonder Festival.
This is the ticket to get into Wonderfest.
That book. You have to carry
You
that
have
book.
to carry this book around. This is the ticket to get in. This is your badge,
Isn't that interesting?
which was a little bit weird. Yeah, they do it a little bit weird.
And
You have
they,
to buy this book.
Hold it up. Like the whole mass group of you hold up your books as you're walking in.
Yeah, and they just make sure you have a book in your hand as you walk in. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting, and the book is cool because it was full of all the vendors and a
Yeah.
little visual representation of what's going to happen in there. But I'm telling you, it's not like any of our conventions.
No.
Like
No, very different.
No. And you think, I mean, we've all been to a lot of
to a
conventions.
lot of conventions.
After a while, they're kind of the same. I mean,
Yeah.
pops everywhere, like, whatever. This was, like, not like that at all.
No.
There was 3 giant rooms, convention-sized rooms. I don't know what else to call them. Hangars, airport hangars size rooms. One room had sort of the bigger companies with what looked more like traditional sort of Comic-Con-y type booths. That room actually seemed less crowded,
Yeah, didn't we do that one last?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
but also because I think it had less vendors because they were in bigger booths.
Yeah.
So it seemed
Right.
like there was less, but that had the more showy, like, larger companies. Then the other 2 giant rooms had tables. So it wasn't like a 10, everybody didn't have like a 10-foot booth. They had like 6-foot tables, 6 or 8-foot tables. And basically you kind of have to just walk around like looking table level at like just all this awesome, amazing stuff that you do not see at other conventions.
Yeah.
And there was a whole entire section of adult only, over 18, and
Oh,
they checked
yeah.
ID to get in.
And
like,
we hit that first, believe it or not.
yeah, that was definitely the first place to go.
Yeah.
I do believe it.
And the way I've kind of been describing it is if anyone out here is, you might have had to been to California to go to these, but if you kind of mix Monsterpalooza, D-Con, and Comic-Con together, it's
Ooh.
kind of like,
Combination of all that.
it's a combination of those
Yeah.
3 because it had the intimacy with the artists of D-Con
Mm-hmm.
and like that feeling of being able to talk to the people who were making the stuff right there with the some of the crazy sculpting of Monsterpalooza.
Yeah. Like garage kits and
Yeah,
resin
like
and sculpting.
like a lot of resin things where people are hand casting resin and that's what you're buying and you have to kind of clean it up and put it together,
Yeah.
mixed with the size of Comic-Con kind of thing. So it was, and
Yeah.
we have some pictures that we posted on social media. You can follow us all on Instagram or Twitter and stuff. You could see these photos of this. Just the crowd was enormous. I mean, we were around the back of the building and it wrapped all the way around and not in single file, but in like road width.
But it moved
people.
orderly in a very
Yeah.
orderly fashion.
So 2 crazy things that I thought about the convention. One was, even though it was so crowded, remember how quiet it was?
Yeah, and it was easy to walk around.
Bizarrely quiet. Like,
You were never bumping. It wasn't like
Yeah.
Comic-Con where you're bumping into everyone or anything. Like it was easy to walk around and
Yeah.
because here, I mean, like Comic-Con, when there's a ton of people, it's just I feel
Like a
like
buzzing,
everyone's
like-
talking, and then there's always music
shouting
pumping,
and music is blaring.
There, it was like really quiet. And then the other thing is, this convention is one day,
Yeah,
It's so
I don't know how
crazy.
they do that all in one day.
and it was from what 10 to 5 or
5, I
something
think.
like that.
Yeah,
So it's this huge setup. I mean, at least for the larger booths, it's this huge setup, and it's
10 to 5,
10 to 5 one day. So like,
and only $20 to get in.
yeah, it's just weird because I don't think you could have a convention like this here and be one day.
Not that huge.
Not to pay off. Like, I don't think it would.
It wouldn't make sense
Yeah,
to have it.
but here, like, I mean, I guess the thing is it's one day, but people just, I guess we were there when it opened, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much
Yeah.
right at the beginning.
We were just way back in the line.
Yeah, but I just felt like it was crowded enough to. I mean, things were selling out. Remember, we're
Oh, yeah.
walking around booths,
Sold
and
out
like, oh, yeah,
signs
sold out,
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was a great convention to see. And of course, we saw a group of Deadpool walking around. There was a Japanese schoolgirl Deadpool. So even though there was cosplay, there were
a lot of cosplay.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. There was no Funko Pop walls of anything. I didn't see a single one.
I saw one there.
Yeah. Shiny.
But you know what? Not only there, but like in all of Japan. It's pretty amazing. Like, I think maybe saw a few things that were Funko branded stuff, but
it hasn't hit there like it hit here. No. That's for sure.
No.
Yeah.
Way cooler stuff there. I mean.
All right, so we did Wonder Festival, and then we went to Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, which were amazing.
Did you bring your popcorn bucket?
No, because I knew you had one, so I didn't.
Do you want to grab it?
If you haven't made it over there before. Obviously, you should go to both parks, but definitely plan to spend most of your time in Tokyo Disney Sea because it's amazing.
It is. I've been with Disney for 18 years, but so I should be a little jaded with my opinion, but I'd say it's the best theme park I've ever been to.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I think pretty easily it's the best theme park I've ever been to. But
you kind of have to go to both because no matter, if you've heard this before, it's absolutely true. Winnie the Pooh is the most amazing ride in Tokyo Disneyland. It will blow your little Pooh mind.
Yeah. We were just, I just, like I said, we talked about this, but I was laughing through the whole thing because of how crazy and awesome it was.
Yeah.
You're just laughing because you're like, oh my gosh. Like, how
is this happening?
How can this be this awesome? Yeah.
And we're not going to tell you how it is because you should go to Japan and ride it yourself. But Tokyo Disney Sea is very different than the regular sort of regular Disney parks or Disney World, or it was very different than Disney Paris, different than Disney Hong Kong.
Oh, definitely.
Very different. It had sort of a cool, like, future retro vibe.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what's crazy about it is it kind of is it's a Disney version of like what Tokyo is, like the city.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like that same thing we're talking about, like you don't know what to look at, the sensory overload. Like Disney Sea, and Disneyland a little bit is like that. Like there's just so much going on in the park and like details everywhere.
So many details.
Like, I mean, like the thing that I said is like there's the Mermaid Lagoon there, which is based off of the Little Mermaid.
Spend days in there.
And it's just inside this building, and you're just looking around at all like the decor, but like you can just like look in a far corner of the building, and then there's like this like seashell there, and I was like thinking like, I bet no one's ever seen that thing. You know what I mean?
I bet the last guy to see that seashell.
The last person that ever saw that is the guy that put it up there. You know what I mean? It's that detailed that you will just miss all kinds of stuff.
Absolutely true. And the best ride in the park that you don't run because that's dangerous. You should walk to at the beginning of the day. Journey to the Center of the Earth.
It was pretty amazing.
Good times.
Yep.
We agree. Best ride. And the popcorn's amazing. You have to try it. There's like 9 different flavors of popcorn in the parks.
And they're huge into the popcorn.
This isn't Disney. This isn't Disney break.
Oh, I was confused.
Let's talk about some toys.
And then we spent the rest of our time in Japan toy shopping because they have these amazing stores.
We went to shrines. We went to temples. We saw the history. That was cool. But that's not history break. This isn't shrine break. This is toy break. So let's talk about the toys we saw over there.
Mandarake?
I mean, how many Mandarakes did we go to? 3?
And then
at least.
But okay, so and to set that up, like you cannot walk anywhere without
toys.
Seeing toys or like the gacha machines or just
capsules.
shopping in general. Like you can't go to a place without just running into stores. Like
even in the subway or the train station, there's gacha machines. Now we keep saying gacha machine. That's what the capsule machine is called in Japan, and it's not like the U.S. capsule machine where you have 25 cents or 50 cents. These are like $1, $2, $3, or 100 yen, 200 yen, 300 yen machines that have, minifigures basically in them. Some of them are figures. Some of them are. Sometimes there was towels. Sometimes they had
fake plants.
Yeah, little fake plant. Like everything under the sun is like made into a little figure.
Yeah, like licensed things. They also had like Oh man, like really weird things.
Pull some out.
Like they'd have like cats and tacos and stuff like that.
And it's not just for kids.
was
There were
Game
businessmen
Festival.
coming off the train who would
Yeah.
stop and get their little Yu-Gi-Oh card tokens and little, here's a replica of different sites in Tokyo. Or,
We kind of went Gudetama crazy while we were in Tokyo. So if you haven't seen Gudetama, just open these. They're all
so these
amazing.
balls that they come in, they're all different sized in different machines depending on where you go. It's not just like a little, 25-cent vending thing. Like I said, it's a full-on, capsule
Toy. It's a thing.
machine toy. Yeah.
So Sanrio's little egg guy is amazing, and he's everywhere. And we even went to the Gudetama Cafe. So I got a couple of these little guys.
Look at his little butt. It's
I
adorable.
know, his butt's the best. George. Dumpling head. Should open him.
Here's a bird with a mushroom head. So it's a mushroom bird.
Oh, is that right? You got one of those. How come I got made fun of when I got Mushroom Cat
Who?
at the festival?
Who?
Mushroom cat.
Remember the little tiny mushroom?
Dude, because that wasn't even a thing. That was like a piece of rice that.
No, you're thinking of the white dots.
Well, I think the mushroom cat was also
No,
really
mushroom
small,
cat's
wasn't it?
really cool. The little dumpling head dude's fun. I gotta light up.
Is he a phone holder? Like, is that what he's supposed to be?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh wow, that is really cool.
He kind of pushes on your little.
So, anyways,
So if you touch his bottom, my fingers don't always work, but he lights up.
was that in it? That's cool. I don't remember.
Yeah, it was in a.
That's
And one of
super
the
cute.
things that was kind of
Okay,
cool
you wanna
about
do the timer?
seeing all these machines is like even in the random malls that you'd go in, there's a lot of shopping plaza malls, and there'd be like a woman's makeup store, and in the front of the store is a capsule machine with toy versions of their lipsticks and nail polishes, and then a little character that is the logo for their store turned into one, and that's the chase that you have to kind of get.
Yeah.
So it's like it's for everyone. It's for men, women,
That
children.
guy's cool too.
It's not just here where it's the stigma of like, oh, I'm leaving the grocery store. Here's 25 cents so my kid will stop crying and he gets a toy.
Yeah, it's
I look more Gudetama.
it's not seen that way there. It's more of like
They're
Accepted.
legitimate products
Yeah.
almost. And I really like that. I like that they're...
so here's a little Keshi transformer.
He is for holding up your phone. Look at that.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. I figured it
One
out.
of the things that they do is there's this thing called On a Cup. I can't remember the girl's name, but I got the book.
Oh, forgot about this one.
And it's this company, Keton Club, that makes all of these on a cup. This girl on a cup, and I wish I could remember her name, but I'm terrible at that.
I forgot that you got that. Banana chaser.
So the whole idea is to get them and use them on your cup, obviously. And they've been making these for a long time.
We've had those on the show before. for
Yeah,
$10.
and actually, Punk Drunkers had a Punch Drunkers guys on a cup.
I think this is I think he holds your cell phone
How
up.
about this?
That's awesome. Now, this special book that shows all of it's every one of the Gotcha
Oh, wow.
Machine characters that they have made throughout the years.
That's insane.
But it came with this special, this box was attached to the book. Now, check this out. You're like, what? What is this whole, this is what's in the box.
Oh, it's tiny.
Wow.
It's a tiny gotcha
Oh, she's fancy.
of the girl in a cup in her fancy dress with a capsule toy.
Oh wow.
That's really cool.
So you can sit her on your cup, and she's holding a capsule toy of her.
That's really cool.
That's amazing. This bunny is fantastic.
Yeah.
With the capsule of her on a
That
cup.
is insane.
That's awesome. What a good piece to put with the book.
Yeah, it's like the little
Clever.
special edition
Look at how tiny that is.
of a tiny
Very
version of the
clever.
capsule.
I
It's
mean,
even got the paperwork in there with it. Because they all come with the little paper
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Now there's also some of the gotchas have like a little sign underneath that will show you like, oh, if you go in the store you could just buy these pieces. Oh, actually I got this one though from a gotcha. You could buy this at one of the stores,
yeah.
but
So,
I actually got this at Wonderfest.
so we went into a few stores that had gotcha collections that were already open. So like there were just pegs of just tiny little bags.
You could just spend hours
Like
just staring at
like
the
here's
little...
one. This was an open one, and you can buy like you can complete your collection.
You bought Mushu,
Mushu Gapan. It is kind of mushu-y.
right?
Yeah, so like we were that first store we went into that had remember like it was the first full day we were there
Yeah.
with Dawn. And remember that
Was
they
it
had
this
these
store?
like we no, it was the store that just had all the open.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. But like we were in there forever just because it takes so long.
Even
to,
though
like,
there's only
look
like 2
through
rows.
everything. Yeah.
It's just so many things. So many. We got. Now that I'm looking at it, I know you have a pile like this, George. But like, it felt like we got even more than this.
Yeah, I have quite a pile
You can go gotcha crazy.
that I've already kind of just
Wait, should we
taken out
talk
of.
about this first, or should we come around to this? Swing back.
We can swing back to that. So
Okay.
yeah, I got a pile. Here's a couple Muscle Men one. I got Ass Face Man, little ball sack bear that I liked.
Yep.
This thing with the crazy eyeballs was
Whoa.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't
Like-
see that.
Just a ton of these. Now, some of them, anytime there was a Kinnikuman one, of course I had to try for that. So I got the little Kinnikuman helmet. This goes on your, where's your water bottle?
That's awesome.
Goes on your water bottle. I don't
That's
know why you
something you
want
need.
that, but like, where was some of? Oh yeah, this little guy, little tiny, fat animals that were sitting.
Little hamster.
Of course, I went for Tsum Tsum stuff. Had to try to get that. This is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Girl in a cheese sandwich. Not really sure why
Burger?
she's in there.
Burger bun?
She's the meat in the burger.
Oh.
This one I was shooting for this crazy. They had these weird
Wait, that's
heads that open up, and there's a little alien
Oh.
driver inside. And the chase was the driver blown up to full size.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got the guy. Like, I was trying for this weird baby head thing.
this.
But then I
thing
got
is
the chase, which was kind of cool.
But
so.
he's really weird.
He's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Fat
Here's,
cat.
did you open these
I got the
yet?
meerkat
From your.
version.
This is from.
yes, I did.
So-
So that's a cool one though.
This is from
This is the best one.
Wonder Festival.
Yeah.
I think I got 2, but I don't know what I did with the other one. It's
Oh,
here
that
somewhere.
one's really cool.
Along with the Anna cups, they also have Under a Cup.
What? I never saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is. Don't use your teeth. What you're supposed to do is put it underneath your cup or wine glass, and then it looks like she's
Like you squished her.
Smushed.
smushed underneath your cup.
So good.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Where'd you get that?
One of the machines.
Wow.
I mean,
With her little legs sticking out the side, so your cup goes there.
That's pretty funny.
Super
it looks
funny.
like it's totally melted. Like it was.
Yeah, that looked funny at the bottom of the
Oh,
glass.
Yeah.
Man.
So I mean, they just had everything. Like just.
Yeah, gotcha machines are insane.
And you know what? Remember, we were there for 2 weeks. But like we were seeing new ones
Every day.
every day up until we left. Like, oh, that's a new one. That's a new one. And it became a joke because we're like, well, there's another new one. Like,
On the day we left at the airport, I stopped at the machine to look, and there was another one I hadn't seen, which was this little Gudetama and an egg. Got him at the airport on the
Wow.
leaving on the airport.
that is cool.
Yeah, still finding new ones
Yeah.
to the very end.
Amazing.
That is awesome.
One of my favorite things at Disneyland, my Disney souvenir. And like now, I don't care about this little alien part
No,
of it.
no, feel free.
It's popcorn, like plastic fake popcorn. Look, they even have the shapes. There's the alien head, the meteor, his ship.
Meteor.
One of them is his
Meaty.
ship. Oh, here's a Mickey head.
Oh, hidden Mickey.
Hidden Mickey
That's
popcorn.
Funny.
Like rad, right? So then we were also at one of the fake. They had fake food everywhere outside of
Yeah.
every restaurant, so that you know what you're eating. They
It's
have
kind of nice.
plated nice presentations of all the food that's inside.
Yeah.
Made of
found
fake.
Scott, when we were at the Sky Tower, he didn't want to go up, so he walked around the mall and found the store that actually sells all the fake food. So of course,
Yeah.
when we got out of the Sky Tower, he's like, "You got to see this," and I bought a pile of popcorn.
They had kits of
And a
fake
meat
foods you
cube.
could make. So it was like a craft thing that you could make your own fake. I didn't see this.
Meat cube and a pile of
kind of gross.
caramel corn. Yeah, they're awesome though.
Meat dice.
My Disney stuff was much
Oh,
less
there's the other
exciting
one,
than
yeah.
your popcorn.
Wow, it's gross.
Yeah.
I have an
Brown.
amenities kit from the hotel.
Yay.
I'm very
We
excited.
have a few of those.
Oh, I forgot I have this. I have a really cute poo cookies and honey, and I have the cookies and honey in here that I need to eat. Yum.
I ate mine. I got the same thing and ate them already.
Oh, how was it?
It's good.
Oh, and I got these. I haven't opened these yet.
I got those too.
Because in Disney, there's gotcha machines. So we got Chip and Dale heads. They're awesome. I'll open these in a minute. Also, should we go over... Do you have Disney stuff, or do you want to do some Wonderfest? I have a couple little Wonderfest things.
Do I have Disney stuff?
Oh, I think I have more Disney stuff.
Oh, here's a magic trick from Tokyo Disney. I have no idea how to do it,
But it's got the coin.
but it's got coins and it just was a cool little set.
Of course, I had to look for the most adult-themed gotcha that I could find.
Wait, are we?
I'm
doing
still
Disney
going on
now?
gotcha.
He's
You
still
guys can
going
open
gotcha.
it.
Okay, here's a Dumbo ride container with candy in it. I haven't opened yet, but this guy was rad.
That's really nice.
Yeah, super cute.
Oh, this is interesting. This is not quite what I thought it was. This egg is a Mickey-shaped ornament that you then take your little guy. So this has a little, like, well, you could just use it like this for a Mickey ornament,
Oh, I didn't.
but you're supposed to, like, thread him up through the bottom, and then you've got, like, a double ornament. But I would use them separately.
So unlike George, I'm not a huge Tsum Tsum collector, but I saw this and I was like, dude, that thing is rad. So it's Monstro Tsum Tsum with Pinocchio, and what's the goldfish's name? The goldfish inside of its mouth.
Oh, I can't remember the goldfish.
Are you jealous?
Nope.
You should be. It's the best one.
I got, because of Valentine's Day, I got a Chip and Dale bracelet. Look how cute, little Tsum Tsum.
What did I get at
Tsum
Disneyland?
Tsums.
Oh, I got a pile of Tsum Tsums that you can see on my Instagram. Go to @CouchGrouch. I put up a picture of that. Oh, and then from Disneyland, I was collecting these little cars.
Oh yeah, the cars.
I have the Journey to the Center of the Earth. That's what it was called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the just the regular Disney bus that drives you around the park.
That's funny.
I thought those were two
Yeah.
kind of neat ones.
So at Tokyo Disneyland, they had alien mochi, and it came with 3 mochi in here. There's like different flavors. There's like strawberry, vanilla, chocolate.
I
Probably.
don't remember what they were, but I remember you were like, okay.
It's different. They were kind of waxy, weird, but
But their pizza port,
Even the little cup inside the cup is cool.
yeah.
I didn't
That's
think
kinda
the
neat.
food at Pizza Port was stellar or anything. See what I did there? But the Pizza Port was amazing.
Oh, it looked insane.
Like, it was super
inside.
well decorated, and there was like this animatronic Muppet guy that would like do a show every few minutes.
And yeah, and like people didn't really care about it.
We're the only ones who were like, what? Look
Like,
at the
this is
thing!
all like animated and
That's because
crazy.
it's the stupid pizza port that no one likes.
But it had a really cool thing. So there's this giant Zero Zoom that you got. So you zip it open underneath, and it's a bag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's
very
a
big on
reusable
reusable
bags.
totes.
Yeah.
Totes.
In fact, another reusable tote.
There's the 2 cars I got. And besides reusable totes, they're very into towels.
Yes.
Now, one of the reasons they're into towels so much is that there aren't towels in the bathrooms.
It's
So, like, when you
weird.
use the public restrooms, they generally don't have a towel in there for you to dry your hands on. So, people will carry hand towels so that when you're done in the bathroom, you just dry your hands on your own towel, put it back in your purse or pocket, and go on your way. So, they sell towels everywhere.
But when you don't know that as a foreigner, you're like, what's happening? Why
Why are there no towels
How come
anywhere?
I don't know?
Yeah.
What's happening?
So I got the Night Before Christmas towel, and of course I had to get a Gudetama towel at another store as well.
Oh, Chip and Dale chopsticks.
And the towel that I used every day while we were there was a Mad Barbarians, right? Mad Barbarians design towel that I got out of a gotcha machine, which is in my coat pocket.
Fascinating thing about their Disneys and Disney stores that weren't even in the park, just random places out in Tokyo and stuff. They have a lot of characters there, like merchandise for characters that we just don't have here. Like, it's very easy to find Mickey, Minnie, Donald, kind of the major players here in California and in Florida. But there was so much Chippendale stuff, which we do not have here. Like, we just don't have any.
But what was the most?
Duffy.
Duffy.
Yeah.
They use Duffy
I
everywhere.
still love Duffy.
For those of you over, let's say, 30 or 40, you're going to be like, what's a Duffy? It's the bear.
It's
just they introduced,
it's just
10 years ago at Disneyland.
It's just a teddy bear.
It's just a teddy bear.
Kind
It's
of
not
generic, but people love that thing.
Not even Disney-y.
Disney-y.
Outside of Disney, I got... What's that? It's an itty-bitty tiny monster in my pet monster, I mean. But if I put it in my pocket, here would be a My Pet Monster in my pocket.
My Pet Monster in my pocket.
How cute is he? He
It's
goes
a
in
good
your
collaboration.
phone. But unfortunately, he's made for iPhone-y type phones, not my phone, because he would be upside down in my phone. But that's okay.
Yeah. So and remember, that was stuffed away. You wouldn't see it. I remember it was kind of hidden.
We'd actually checked out already of this store, and then you're like, oh wait, what's that?
Yeah.
I got this at Disneyland. It's I don't even know what it is yet. Would you like to? Should we open it and see what it is?
It's a secret strap.
It's a secret strap from Mickey's Tea Time.
Does it gloss?
So let's see. Blind box time, everybody.
Woo!
This was 500 yen, so about $5, just under $5. And it is a pink Minnie Mouse donut.
He got ripped off.
And what they do is, this is for your phone, where it plugs into the headphone jack, and you have a little charm for your phone.
Unfortunately, you already have a charm for your phone. Where's the other one?
It's on my desk. I was using my headphones. That's the thing about phone charm plugs.
You can only have one.
You can't use headphones if you have a phone charm. So.
You want to tell us what your other phone charm is?
Tsum Tsums, of course, and is a Mickey and Donald.
Do you want to show them your new phone case?
Oh, I don't mind. I'm not ashamed.
You shouldn't be.
Gudetama.
Gudetama. It's a good time for Gudetama.
And now a little pink charm.
Oh wow, that does not look like a man's phone right there.
No, it doesn't.
Grown-ass man with a phone like that.
I'm okay with that, though.
I have other random things not from Disney.
I have some Wonderfest things if we want to get back to that real quick.
Yes.
So at the booth, there's a booth that Scott got something at that I was like, he bought the last one, and it was something I would have wanted too. The little schoolgirl piece. Do you have that here?
Oh, is it the one-eyed one?
Yeah.
Oh, I left it, I think.
I specifically said bring that one. It's amazing. No, the
Oh, the boob girl. I have
boob
that.
girl. Okay.
I thought you said schoolgirl.
Isn't she a little schoolgirl?
Oh, I guess she is.
So because Scott bought the
Not
last
safe for work section.
Because Scott bought the last of this one, I was like, well, I need something from this booth. So I got this amazing little front butt
I never
monster.
saw this guy.
I swear, you have 7 things in here that already look like that.
I don't know what this is. But it's amazing.
I like it.
So here's the infamous boob head girl, which is just amazing.
So, it was so cool. Such a great.
I mean, this was the last of the ones
in the schoolgirl.
In the schoolgirl, yeah, they had naked ones,
yeah.
Crawling around and stuff.
But they didn't stand really well. They didn't look like they stood well.
So what's funny is, so I went to the Sungut site, and there's also different paint apps and different nipples.
Really?
Yeah, one of them had prickles on the areola, the hair stands up or whatever. So
sunguts.com if you're interested in that.
I don't know.
Wow.
But
amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's Japan right there.
That's Japan.
This is Japan.
Oh look, this little guy's a Sun Guts guy too.
Yeah.
I feel dirty when I hold him like this. This little guy.
You shouldn't. He likes it.
Look at this thing.
Look at that. Sun Guts.
He's got guts coming out.
Look at this.
Put your fingers in there, see if you feel dirty. Yeah, right?
And then I got this guy out of a gotcha. His little front butt. I don't remember where this came from. It was somebody's
booth. That was out of a gotcha?
It was a little $5 gotcha pull thing.
That's cool.
I think that was the fancy one too.
It was a fancy one, yeah.
Do you want to talk about this guy? since we got the same one.
Oh no, you talk about them. I didn't bring them because I knew you had them.
Okay, great. This is from Skulltula. So there's this little rad guy. Scott and I both wanted one, and we ended up getting the same one because it's like the raddest one at the booth. They were all really cool, but it's this little skull guy, and he's got a little magnetic hat.
It's so awesome.
Whoa.
Oh,
Hold it upside down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's so you can move it around. Like the magnet's not glued to the head at a certain place.
So there's a magnet in here, and then the magnet, you have to like turn them upside down and decide where you want the hat.
Yeah, so you can move the hat wherever you want.
Positions it wherever he wants. And then he also has the little mustache because he's a gentleman. But it's removable.
So cool.
That's cool, and it
How
just
cute
fits
is that?
inside of his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
How great is that?
I love that guy.
And he's an articulated little guy.
Probably the best thing at the show, though.
No.
And something that Scott really loved.
This is the most ridiculous purchase.
Is
of the
this
whole trip.
purchase that I got right here?
Ugh.
Most ridiculous or most talked about?
Yes.
This came from fine.ap.teacup.com/komaya. And I got a chicken and 3 little eggs. You can't even see them. They're so small.
There's no way to see them.
It's like, it's smaller than rice. They're just like dots.
It's a chicken and 3 little eggs.
Imagine a Kit Kat if it were cut into, not half, but 4 quarters. It's 1/4 of a Kit Kat.
What?
Or a Tic Tac, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was like a Kit Kat?
That didn't even...
Tic Tac.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. We were getting a lot of change walking around, of course. And so when you come back from foreign country, they generally don't allow you to change in your change. Like, you're not allowed to turn in change. So you have to do it while you're there. So we had a lot of dime, what would be the equivalent of kind of a dime. Mm-hmm. And these were dimes. Like, I could trade in my dimes for stuff. So I traded in my dimes for a bunch of little guys. I thought it was a great thing, and it helped somebody there who wanted to sell their little guys.
And it was just in like a bowl. Like a little teeny tiny bowl with these little white circles in it.
They're
Hey.
egg-shaped.
That caused much fun for the rest of the trip.
That was talked about, yeah, for sure.
It was indeed talked about. What do you have?
I have a, from the, I guess it's like, is it Chima or
Chima.
Kaima? Chima group?
That's the coolest.
Yeah, it's a little flat guy.
He's rad.
He's just smushed.
He's like a dinosaur, but like a smushed dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't know. He was super cute. So
I got to live out one of my dreams
Okay,
at Wonder Festival. So I got to run over to the Zoomoth booth or table. I'm a big Zoomoth fan. I only have a few of their things. That big Samael from Ghouls and Goblins. But this year, what they do is they get these crazy like 1-day licenses. So like this year, what they had is this little set from Capcom, from Contra.
That's cool.
How great are these guys? This one's supposed to be they're kind of modeled after like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rambo.
yeah.
Like they're super rad. I don't know. I think these are awesome. And then their other special one. Oh, hat down. And their other special one was they called it Demon Blazon. It's this. You can open that if you want. Ghouls and Ghosts again, but
Demon Blazon.
not really anything in here. That's cool. I don't know. I think these are awesome. I love.
What were the runs? Did they ever say what like the run size?
They don't say what the runs are, but
Wow, these are so.
these things
soft.
sell for crazy amounts. Like if you try to get them.
Smell that!
Yeah.
Holy cow!
I don't even want to touch it.
What? Just smell it.
I don't want to. I don't like the soft. I don't like the soft stuff.
You scared of it? You're just scared of it. Oh man, it's like it's very chemical-y.
This is
Yeah.
probably bad for me to be touching this. I don't know what this is made out of. It might
Wow.
it might live in its little egg. But it's really like the sculpting is amazing on that. Oh.
Mushroom
Yeah,
cat.
let's hear it, Mr.
Dude, that was like $17.
It was not $17. It was like
That
a
was
dollar
500 yen.
or less.
There was a lot of mushroom stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
Frogs. A lot of frogs. Did you bring this?
In all of Japan. No, I knew
One
you
of the
had
last things we had.
Yeah.
At the very end of the day, we bought this Obitsu Kewpie,
It's really cool.
and basically because it's like super clear,
It's like
it's like the clearest thing I've ever seen.
You
yeah.
can't even see it. It's so clear.
It's like it doesn't exist.
And it
So
turns out
crazy.
Kewpie doll is a mayonnaise logo
yes, mascot.
mascot.
Yeah.
It's a mayonnaise mascot.
Mascot.
Mayonnaise. So that was
Mayonnaise.
interesting to find out.
Mayonnaise.
But yeah, it's super clear.
Mayonnaise.
I just love the clear look of it.
Now, what's going on with his ears? I didn't notice that, but
I think that's
Just
hair.
little hair. I think it's the little
It's
hair
hair
tufts.
oh, okay. Yeah, the clear. There's like no bubbles at all. And what's crazy is like, you look through where his little privates are, and you see his butt on the
Yeah,
other side.
there it is on the other side.
You want to see my privates?
Look at my butt.
Look at my butt.
Look at my butt. I think
oh,
that was it for my Wonderfest.
So,
and Disney.
Of course,
Oh, yeah.
I had to get. We're in Japan. We're in Tokyo. I had to get a Godzilla something. So I really dug this kind of mint green color on this guy. Not really vintage, 2006, but
Totes vintage.
10 years old. But he's still, cool little sculpt.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, a little
figure.
bull mark Godzilla
It's
guy.
stylized.
I actually like that it's not painted. I love the unpainted. Because it shows off the sculpt more. I think, I don't know. I'm a fan of unpainted vinyl.
I like
in
the
general.
unpainted too. Yeah, looks good.
I would also like to say real quick, I wish I was more of an Ultraman fan. I like Ultraman. I didn't have it growing up, so I don't have that like nostalgia for it. But man, there is Ultraman stuff everywhere. Vintage, new, like everywhere. And it's like, even if you're not like into it, it's super awesome. Just sort of kaiju-y type monsters. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was really fun.
they love their monsters.
Oh, yeah, you
Speaking
found
back to
something cool.
vintage, I did find this
Oh, that smells good too.
Cinefex magazine issue 1 from 1983, but the Japanese version. So I already
And you
have
got
the,
it like crazy cheap too,
yeah,
right?
it was like $3 or
Yeah.
something like that. Something crazy inexpensive. I collect Cinefex, or I used to, and now I don't know, just like having issue 1 in Japanese version.
Is it all,
It is cool.
the layout's the same?
I think
Just
so,
written in
yeah.
Japanese?
I think so. It's just all the text is converted.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I have a few more things to get to. I found a little pony purse, which is really cool. I think little change purse by Keo Horiguchi. I think
Because change is a huge thing there. You have to
you have to
your,
have a change purse.
for your
It's
change.
everywhere. One store we went in had this machine where you could take your picture
Oh yeah, I forgot about
or
this.
use a picture that you already have. Here's yours. And it makes a little faceplate. I don't think my faceplate pops out very easily. But yeah, it
this
does.
one does.
So you have a tiny faceplate, and then you pick. There's like 25 characters, and you can go buy the character for like $4. The plate was like $2 or less, $1.50.
Yeah.
And then the little guy was like $4. So it's a pretty cheap toy, and then you have this
It's all-
personalized little,
Yeah.
like sort of a gotcha toy.
Yep.
So of course I went with Godzilla.
I chose the little Japanese dude with the sign. I don't know what he's doing.
Awesome.
I don't know what he's doing.
Very awesome. I also have this weird little cat. It's cute.
Are we on to just regular stuff?
I just wanted to get to my bag. I don't know, where did this come from?
That was from the store that had all the Kinnikuman and minis and stuff in Nakano Broadway, which Scott and I spent 3 hours.
Just like that. Boom.
We turned around and 3 hours were gone.
Boom.
Walking around this mall.
They're super cool.
I have no idea what they're from.
I don't know anything about them, but they're cool.
They were cool little monsters, and it was $4. So I was like, you know what? I'll take that for $4.
Oh, yeah. I remember eyeballing this, too.
From that store, I was able to get this guy, and I believe this was $2. Am I right? 200 yen.
Yeah. I got...
We each bought one.
yeah.
It's you have the price tag still on it. Yeah, $2.
Oh, your guy's the best, Scott.
Yeah. And
Yeah, they didn't have any of the main characters. Wait, which one did you... Oh, yeah, you got the Yeah.
Your guy's good too, George.
They had 3 guys. They had the one Scott got, the one I got, and then the one that was, I think it was this dude, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh wow.
I don't remember.
You would have totally got Black Hole Sunshine though if it was there, right?
Yeah,
Sunshine
I would.
was
I mean,
wonderful, yeah.
I was gonna buy all of them, but Scott wanted one, so I let him have the one. But for $2, a nice carded like
Yeah.
Kinnikuman figure.
Kinnikuman, like weird looking, like
Action figure.
it almost looks like a bootleg of Kinnikuman, but it's I think they're legit.
It looks legit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I got a larger size
Oh.
Kinnikuman figure. Which one was this? Warsman? Yeah, Warsman. I got this one just because he was the all-flesh version. They had painted ones and all different versions.
And that's the extreme edition too. So.
Let's see if there's here's a little checklist down here. The one that I really want that I passed up while we were there because these are super big, and this is kind of a smaller one of the big guys. Oh, look at that.
There's so many of them.
There's so many. Oh, I didn't see that one.
That's a good one.
But they had this guy that's a mammoth,
Yeah.
and I was like, I should buy that, but
That's the
it
one.
was huge.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones.
Multi arms. One guy has a whole other like a big hand figure.
Yeah, they're all based off of like
Muscle.
the muscle. Yeah.
Kinnikuman.
So I got this guy.
Articulated and
This was what, 20 something bucks, I think. 20.
I don't
know. I think it was like $25. And the other muscle guys I got were this little dude
Yeah.
for $4. Little meat dude. And it's funny because in Japan it says meat on his shirt, but in the U.S. release it said Niku on his shirt, which means meat in Japanese.
So it's like they flipped
They
it.
flipped it
Yeah.
for some reason.
Because we think it's cool to have Japanese, and they think it's cool to have.
And then I got one of
English.
these dudes,
Yeah.
the vinyl version of. This is newer. These are newer, right? This stuff
Yeah.
came out a little more recently, but
Fluorescent pink. It's cool.
fluorescent one.
But look at that guy.
Yeah.
Smooth and beautiful.
Yeah, so pretty nice.
So smooth.
I was
so
pretty
beautiful.
happy with all the muscle stuff I got. That's really kind
Surprised
of
you
what I
didn't
was.
get that game.
Yeah, there was more. Like I should have. I'm not saying I should have bought more, but I'm happy with the stuff that I picked
You
up.
do have a lot. I mean, you have a good haul.
Yeah, it's good for like a beginner, you know.
I only have a couple more things.
I have a lot more.
And then we can get to all Scott's stuff. So this.
What was that from? Oh.
So we went into Toys R Us, and we didn't really need
Oh.
anything in Toys R Us. But they had a claw machine up front. And I was like, oh, I'm totally going to try to get a thing from the claw machine. That little Sully looks cute. And George was like, don't waste your money. Like, the claw machines never work. They're never going to do that. I put 100 yen in.
Got it.
Boom.
Boom. Sully. Isn't that
And
cute?
she came over and showed me, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And then boom, Woody. So
So boom.
So they tried to get me to do it, and I refused because I know I'd sit there all day putting quarters in this thing.
no, I
and I would
think
never get it.
so. I could be totally wrong on this, but I think their claw machines and their machines aren't as rigged as ours.
Well, at
think
least
I think
Remember,
that's true.
I got the Gudetama thing.
Well, at
first
least at
try.
this store, I think.
No, and also the Gudetama plush. At that one, just random, I put $1 in.
Yeah. He wasn't. He
That's
didn't
true.
want to get the Gudetama.
No, I was there. I saw
Oh, you
it.
did?
Yeah. I was just, I don't know. Maybe they aren't as rigged as ours.
I mean, either that or we just had really good luck. Where is that Gudetama? Here he is.
Cute.
So, I don't know.
We also had the pleasure of stopping by Uamu Cafe
Mm-hmm.
and Studio. And as you may or may not know, we're huge Uamu fans. I think what they make is fantastic. This was the special cafe Uamu
Mm-hmm.
for the time we were there, so we had to pick up a couple of
You
these.
can
And-
only get it at the cafe.
Only get it at the cafe.
And Valentine's Day was upon us, so they had
Chocolate.
little chocolate versions of it, guys.
Yep. And then I went a little nuts with the little itty bitty boos. There's like little phone charms, and then the little plain ones without a charm. That's it. And then I have one more thing. That was my big purchase of the trip.
Dun dun dun.
And then Scott can.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what is that, Aileen?
What
do
is
you
that,
have?"
alien?
Well, look at Mandarake. I'm gonna say this wrong. Kotoko. I can't pronounce
Yeah.
it. So I followed these guys online sometimes, and I tried to get some of these a couple times,
Tokoto?
but They're like, it's one of those things where you like try to get stuff overseas and you miss it, or you don't get it, or you don't get in the lottery to get it, or whatever the thing is. But then, I liked these characters so much. I can't get into this package. I was
really
willing
wrapped good.
to take whatever color I could get, and I was gonna buy a set of like green ones.
Yeah.
But then I found this set, and it's like the perfect Aileen set.
I like the warning on it. For your children's safety, this product has sharply pointed part.
Goodness.
It can be very dangerous. This is an work and not for children's toy.
Oh.
We appreciate your understanding.
You can take them out. That's a good warning. Whew, stinky. So these are the little like finger guys, but they are. I think this series is freaking amazing. This set. There's the little like sort of creature from the Black Lagoon style. That's like a little werewolf, alien werewolf.
It's a little werewolf.
It's basically a werewolf.
This is a
And a
mummy.
mummy. But I got this amazing painted purple set.
Yeah.
So what's cool about this guy is the paint and the all the.
It's got the
cracks.
rub, yeah.
How
the-
good is that?
Yeah.
And it was more expensive, than the other ones. This was like my big toy purchase for the trip. But it was exactly what I wanted. Like if I could have ordered a set of these little guys that I've been after for a while,
That'd be the one.
I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
can I get purple with like a cool paint job? Like this
Those
is
are
it.
cool.
What company does this come from? Is it Kotokoto?
Yeah. Say it again?
Kotokoto?
I can't. My mouth won't form that noise.
Kotokoto.
I don't know if that's how you say it.
Kotokoto.
Kotokoto.
KTO.
Yeah, Kotokoto.
Kotokoto.
But they also have these great packages that they come in little
Little
cute coffin with little.
Yeah, that's good. Oh,
It's
are they all blind box?
I think they have. Can I take this apart?
Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
mind? Okay, so it's
I
I
thought
mean-
they just came in a set. No,
it has each guy on
Yeah.
the front.
Oh, okay.
that's cool. I
The
like the
packaging
envelope.
was really
That's one of the
cool.
packages I have to keep.
Yeah, these
So
are-
that was my.
Those packages are
Keep
good.
if I destroy them.
It made it all the way back from Japan. Oh, look at your little boo on top of your front butt.
So yeah, those are
Okay,
awesome.
so that was my fun little
The
thing.
paint job on those are really good.
We stopped at this store, Yamashi
Yamashiroya.
Yamashiroya.
Yeah.
Yamashiroya.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just buying this one little dude,
Oh yeah.
which is, I think you got some of these too.
I got
right?
one of them too.
It's like a little like root vegetable
yeah.
doing something. I got the one that was the store exclusive where he's reading a little newspaper about other root vegetables.
And I got the one that's just like hunched over.
Slouched
kinda
down.
Sad.
And when I was buying it, I was like, oh, what's that? What's that cool mushroom guy in the back? It was on the counter behind the shelf.
I didn't see that.
And the guy was like, oh, he's like, that's not for sale. It's, they just had it on their little display. It was something they used to sell.
Uh-huh.
And as I was like, finished purchasing it up and everything, he just kind of took it and like put it in the bag
Oh, nice.
and gave it to me. So
Is it?
shout out to the
That's
dude at
Wow.
the Yamashiroya
Very cool.
for being
That's
super
funny.
awesome and giving me that.
Another
Very,
mushroom
very
guy.
cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you got a lot of mushrooms.
I'm a fan of mushroom stuff.
You are a
so.
mushroom fan. Scott,
Um,
you have more.
Okay, so in that same Yamashiroya store, it was like 6 levels, 6 floors or
Yeah,
something.
everything was like 17 floors big.
Like that. The
and-
top floor was all Star Wars, and we hit that one first and like instantly overwhelmed with like, oh my god, all this like Japanese Star Wars stuff. So this is like a Boba Fett paper. It's called Paper Theater, and it's basically just like a little paper sculpture that you put together in different layers of the Boba Fett helmet. They had maybe like 10 different ones. That little guy's rad. So they had the Tomy cars everywhere, pretty much everywhere I went. I thought this one was really bizarre. It's
that's awesome.
It's like a dinosaur on a truck.
Come on, what kind of dinosaur?
It's
is
called
it?
the Plesiosaurus.
I always say the plesiosaur, but you can say
Plesiosauria
Maybe it's plesiosaur.
Transporter. So I just thought it was random, but also kind of cool.
In that same line, I got just the regular. This is the postal van that drives around the town, like the regular old postal van.
I like the.
But the cars were so cool there that I was like, I want one of their little cars.
They had a
like-
bunch of cars, and they had like weird ones, and
I like that Scott got a dinosaur on a truck, and you're like, I'm gonna get the postal van.
I like
I got the coolest one, and you got like the most boring one.
I like the physical car, like the actual, because the cars are like tiny.
All
Cars
the
aren't much
cars.
bigger than that.
Yeah.
So like I liked that car, so I looked for that car as a model.
surprised
and
you
the
didn't
only
try
one
to
they
buy
had
one of those.
was the postal van.
You should
so
try to buy one of those.
I would love one.
So This is like a metal Gundam figure.
Whoa. I didn't remember
This
seeing
is
that.
all metal. And then speaking of Gundam,
awesome.
Yeah, we went to Gundam Cafe.
We did.
Where did this one come
We went
from?
to Gundam. It's called the.
That was at the store where we went,
Came from Bandai.
where they had the
meat
face
cubes?
things.
Oh, okay.
Gundam 1 or something like that, or Gundam. It's in Odaiba where they have the big Gundam.
That's
Yes.
awesome. It's
Statue.
heavy.
Yeah, so or Mazinger Z. Sorry, not Gundam. But this is Gundam from Gundam Cafe. Just some
Very
some
cool.
pins,
Cool little pins.
I didn't
cute
even see those
little
either.
chibi pins.
I gotta tell you, that Gundam in person,
Was insane.
like you think it's gonna be cool, and then it's way cooler.
It's crazy. We were like staring at it, and then we went back to stare at it again.
We stared at it in the daylight, and then we
Yeah,
came back at night to stare at
to
it.
stare at
some
it
more.
again. We hung out so that we could go
Yeah.
wait till it's night with all the lighting.
You have to.
This crazy little Death Star pin or button that I found that was at the Disney store. Okay, do you remember what this guy was called? Remember we saw this merchandise of this guy, and it was like average white man.
It was like average old man or something like that.
Yeah, they had like merchandise of this guy. They had, and like I don't even know what it was, but like all this crazy merchandise, and it was just like average old man, and he had, but it's a stupid little guy, like no idea what it was, but I thought this little box was cool. I got this cool like little moon-headed dude.
Whoa, what's that? That guy's awesome.
That's really good. Where would that
Yeah,
one from?
That was from one of the gotcha stores.
That's so good.
Wow.
Have no idea what it's from.
Is it as good as this guy?
That's probably better than that guy. What is that guy?
That's Stephen Colbert.
That is
What is
weird.
that?
Random
That's random businessman.
bank.
It's actually some promotional item for a insurance company, I think it was.
Oh,
But I saw this at a Mandarake. I thought it was funny, so I wanted to get it, and it was cheap.
You could fit like 4 coins in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the tiniest.
It's the tiniest little promotional bank.
So this is one of the Safubi pieces I bought from One Up. That's amazing.
That's really, really cool.
This little frog Safubi guy.
Frogfubi. It's a froggy.
So he's unpainted. Like they had painted ones, and I don't know, they're still coming out and stuff. But I just love the green because it's like it's simple and it's green.
It looks like a
and it's
baby Godzilla.
frog.
Here's a little Sofubi I got.
Oh, where'd you get that?
A little deer. This came from that loft store that was up in
Yeah.
the Tokyo Hands, the
Yeah.
top
Oh,
of
really?
Tokyo Hands. And it was called
This guy's
Little
cool. I like
Little
this whole thing.
Cuties.
Yeah, it's great.
lapinandme.co.uk, but made in Japan.
He's so cute.
Yeah. We saw in the store or the place we stayed in Kyoto, the dentist that we were right down the street from had orange ones in their lobby.
For sale? or-
No,
How'd
just
you
like
notice
as a
this?
decoration because we walked by and I saw them in the window.
Yeah.
And then I just was like, oh, that's a cool little deer. And then we saw this one at the store and I was like, oh, I'll get one.
I
There
like
it is.
that.
There it
I like
is.
that a lot.
Um,
So much stuff. You might know we tried to buy a lot of small things so we could get them back with us
Yeah.
from Japan.
this is a little Toma piece that I grabbed at one of the Monorakes.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's like a pink flocked.
Oh, it's flocked.
Yeah, it's flocked. Look
it's
at
kind
that.
Wow.
of. I got it because it's kind of crazy. Like it doesn't even look like.
Scuttlebutt. What's the
I
name
like
of
that.
Scuttle?
I like that.
Yeah,
card.
it comes with the card
Ooh.
from
Oh my
2007.
gosh. That's cool flocking.
Wow.
I think this was an exclusive because it says like
That's so pretty.
Nakano Broadway on it.
Oh, nice.
It's number 74 out of 86. So it's my birth year,
86? You're young.
74.
Speaking of Toma, though, we have to give
Shout-
Toma a shout out and a
shout out
thank
to
you.
Shout
Toma.
out to Toma.
And a huge thank you. We had dinner.
And to Teresa.
And
Teresa Chibi.
ow, ow.
Did you hurt yourself on
But
that?
Toma, after dinner, gave us this as a little thank you
Amazing.
Yeah.
present, or I don't know why, just because he's amazing and he's awesome.
I
Toma
got one
blows
too.
Your, blows your mind every time you
Yeah,
see
he
him.
gave. Well, it's crazy because he gave both of us one, and it's just like,
Yeah.
This thing is pretty freaking amazing.
yeah.
We had a wonderful shabu shabu dinner.
Yeah, the dinner was amazing.
Got to see our friend Yoshi also.
Yeah.
We learned about bump of chicken.
We did.
Yep.
It was a very useful dinner.
The sculpting on this
great
thing
is
is so
this?
cool.
Yeah.
I bet I know where people could see Toma if they want to.
In Japan.
At DesignerCon. Guess what, you guys? Sorry to interrupt the Japan talk for 2 seconds, but guess what? We posted DesignerCon. So the vendor registration for DesignerCon 2016 opened on March 3rd, and we were sold out by March 9th.
No, that doesn't mean Decon is sold out.
No, vendor spaces.
That just means people who want to go as a vendor to get a table is sold out.
You can still get on the wait list though, so that if anybody drops out or spaces become available, we'll be contacting people from the wait list.
So that means Decon is going to be amazing.
Thank you.
Book your tickets now. Come to Decon.
Bump of chicken.
Bump of chicken.
Thank you, everybody who is making Decon like this crazy adventure every year. But yeah, you can see Toma there.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
Look at your little
So
guys.
I'm a huge Thunderbirds fan, and we saw some Thunderbirds stuff there, but maybe it was all like the new
Mostly
Thunderbirds,
new Thunderbirds.
which
stuff.
I don't really care about. I'm a classic Thunderbirds guy, so we just ran into these are like lighter decorators. So like like Bic lighters or whatever. These just kind of go over the top. I don't know. There's really no other function than that.
Looks like a USB drive,
Yeah.
like the shape.
Yeah, it was 90. These are old though. 95,
95, so old.
91.
No one's that old.
I am an Ultraman fan as well. Not hardcore, but I remember watching it and everything. So there was an Ultraman store that I
These are the
went
coolest.
into, and they had all these little finger puppets.
Oh, that's neat.
Look at this guy.
I don't remember seeing those either.
Godzilla
cool.
on a tank is just
Godzilla on a
coolest.
tank is really cool.
It's not Godzilla.
Well, it looks like Godzilla.
And then they had
Lizard on a tank is
this
cool.
guy's rad.
Oh!
Yeah, so I grabbed a bunch of those. Yeah. And of course I got an Ultraman. Here he is. And then just the classic Ultraman.
Nice.
You gotta get the classic.
How about
You
this?
guys have more?
I have my last thing.
Okay.
The
Bump of
Kinnikuman store.
Uh-huh.
Kinnikuman Muscle Apparel. So they didn't really have anything to buy in there because the shirts don't fit fat people like me.
You are not fat. Would
I'm
you
fat
stop
for
it?
Japan.
Well, that doesn't... You're also too tall.
I'm too big for Japanese clothing. So I got a couple of the buttons that they had because the buttons were at least kind of cool. And they had so much cool merchandise lining the walls, but they weren't for sale. But then they had these... It was an old promotion they had a while ago where they had these... on top of coffee, I think it was. These little toppers that... I think one of them was open, but... so these little toppers that were... It's on top of your coffee, and it's got the muscle head. And they have a bunch of different characters. There's Starman and... tons of different dudes. And inside the little topper is a figure. Or two.
Two
I think
figures,
there's
yeah.
two, right? In each
Yeah.
one?
That's awesome.
So inside is two figures in a random color.
Which are exclusive to this. They're not like reused sculpts
Right.
or anything.
They're made for this
Yeah.
promotion.
Wow.
So we ended up getting... They had a thing where you had to buy the drink, any drink that they had in their little cooler, and you get one of these with the drink. And then we went to buy it, and the girl... I bought one, you bought two, and then I was like, all right, I'm going to go back and get the rest of them. So I went back to buy the whole set, and the girl was like, oh, I'm not going to make you buy the drinks.
Yeah.
Like, you can just have them. And she gave me the rest of the sets. So
well,
thank you
technically those are promotional.
to the... No, you had to buy the coffee to get them.
Right.
So thank you to the girl at the Kinnikuman store, whose name I don't know because I don't speak Japanese and I'm a moron. But thank you so much for this as a gift. I really appreciate it. You were amazing.
Very cool.
Nice.
Excellent find.
Um,
Anything left over there, Scott?
I got other stuff. We went into the loft and they had like a not a craft, but they had like remember the art?
It was like a makerspace almost.
Yeah.
The pop-up
in there.
shop?
So, kind of a pop-up shop, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I mean, that's what they're saying. So, I got this little dinosaur guy.
That.
And this is Devil Robots.
What?
They had...
Oh, this pop-up shop. Okay, yeah, this was a pop-up art show kind of.
Yeah. So, they had like a... I don't know.
Pretty.
Like he was there. Yeah, it's resin.
Kiss.
But one of a kind, which was rad too.
Very
Cute
cool.
little
I like that
dinosaur
little guy.
Yeah.
You have a dinosaur theme going on. You have a couple
Do I?
dinosaurs. You got your little smushy dinosaur. You got him. You got a dinosaur on the back of a truck.
From that same
Sure.
pop-up shop, I bought the little Uamu, the special Uamu with the star belly.
The Sneech.
The star belly Sneech.
That's totally a star-bellied Sneechuamu.
But who do you think I got it for? It's purple with a black star on it.
Is that for me? Ah, thank you.
So I couldn't walk away
I'll
without
share.
grabbing this. It's an anime of the life of Walt Disney,
That's so cool.
which it's crazy. You know, I mean, I just was flipping through it in the store, and of course I can't read it, but
But it's just a comic anyway. Like, there's still
Yeah.
all the pictures.
But even if
Yeah.
it was in English,
but it's
you
just
couldn't
rad
read it.
because it's just crazy. So I had to grab it.
No, it's really cool. Like,
The life of Walt
when are you
Disney.
gonna find that?
Where and when are you gonna find that? And I have one last thing.
This little Dumbo cart. It's
What do you
cool.
have? What do you have? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So we went to the Safube factory and watched them make a toy right before our very eyes.
Well,
What
what toy were
toy?
they making?
I don't know, but it's crazy. Okay, what'd you guys get?
So the first one we went to, they were making Godzilla. I
Yeah.
mean, how much cooler can it be than seeing a guy in Japan at the vinyl factory pulling a Godzilla toy?
A
Like,
You
huge
could've
Godzilla.
been-
yeah, like an 18-inch Godzilla. Like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you how much cooler. You could have been sick at the hotel room by yourself.
Nope,
with
that
a
was not
bag
good.
Of apples.
was not an
that was
option.
not as cool at all.
So then that was at the first factory, and then we're just kind of sitting there, and the owner was like, "Come on, guys, let's go we'll get somewhere else." So we went to the second factory where they, I guess they had pulled the molds.
He had called ahead while we were at the other place,
Yes.
and he said, "Hey,
Cool.
pull the mold for." It was actually pulled the mold for the other one
Oh, was it?
first.
Okay.
And we pull up in the car, and they pull out. The guys come out of the factory,
Yeah.
the husband and wife, and they hand Scott the toy, and it's soft, like
It's like
here's
rubber.
Here's
What
your
toy are you
toy.
holding? They don't know what you're holding.
Okay, well, we're getting to it.
Okay.
We're teasing them.
Oh, sorry.
So, did they do that? No, first
Yeah,
they
it
did.
was-
They did this one first,
Yeah.
right? So first was the cookie no good mold. So they had pulled.
So we get
They
out of
had
the
it-
car, and they hand him this thing, and
Yeah.
it's like the soft, like freshly, like
Yeah, and they left all the flashing on it and everything,
So you could see the
which
whole thing.
which just makes it that much cooler, like that it's not trimmed.
You're
Yeah,
like one of
like-
the only people that has that.
Yeah, and
Like they have it.
Okay, so then another cool thing is they just happen to have black vinyl going.
Right.
I haven't made black on this, and out of the 50 or 60 colors done for Deadbeat, black was never a color.
That's
Amazing.
true.
So it was kind of funny that they had black going.
We were talking to them while we were there about like how hard was it to pull the deadbeat because of this very
Yeah.
small. There's a very small area right here that it's hard to pull this piece out of the mold. And they were like, well, hold on a second. And the guy went to the little storage area, and he pulled the mold out and brought it in, poured vinyl in it, and poured it right in
And
front of
showed you.
us, and
Yeah.
showed us how he poured the vinyl, and the wife
Oh, I didn't know that's why is that
pulled
why
it
they,
out. I think so. I think he
Yeah.
was just like, well, here, let me get it and
Well,
show
let me
you
show
the
you.
thing.
Yeah. So here's all the appendages of the Deadbeat, and 2 legs and the 2 arms.
Obviously, for assembly, all the flashing would be cut real quick, and then
Let me see the arm. It's interesting to
Push
see,
together.
like, now I can see how it was actually set up in a mold and, like,
So, the crazy thing about it is like, I mean, you could just just the process, like, you could tell just by how they were doing it, like they'd been doing this for a while, you know, because it was just a process to them. It's almost like they weren't even thinking about it, you know. They were just like, the second factory we went to was a husband-wife team, and it was crazy watching them like pull the vinyl from the mold, because it would make that like this
Yeah,
weird sound. But she just had pliers, you know, and she'd grab it and kind of wiggle it out, and just, and it was like watching a baby being born.
especially that Godzilla body, dude. When that,
Yeah.
when you have a
And
Godzilla
the
body
tail
come out of the mold,
yeah.
and it's just like, it's got all the fins and all the pieces that are hanging off of it, and you just see that thing, and they kind of twist it, and so it
Yeah.
kind of like goes in on itself and just and comes out and pops back into shape outside the mold.
Super soft and hot
it's,
when it first comes out.
I mean, it's basically still warm, and it's just this flexible, like, it's almost like a real soft rubber when it first comes out.
It's like
a
soft food.
It's like a tire, like a bicycle tube.
Inner tube, yeah. And then when it hardens up and it gets to room temperature and it goes solid, it becomes a nice hard piece.
But what's crazy too is the timing. Like they just had this, and because
it's like a rhythm, a dance almost.
Yeah, because you can't pull it out too early, and you definitely can't pull it out too late because it ruins. If
that thing hardens in the mold, you're screwed. You're done.
Yeah.
So there was the timing of pulling it out, like they just had it down, like internally, like.
And doing the Godzilla, there was like 4 or 5 molds to get one Godzilla, you know. So that was, he's got all of them running. Like this one's doing this, this one's over here, this one's spinning, this one's pouring, this one's heating, this one's, and it's just like you put it up, you pull it, it goes over here to this station, this one goes down to this station, this one moves over here, and he's just got it, and it's a guy and it's a dance, and he's just doing it all day, just pulling molds. And what'd they say, 50 years?
Yeah.
For that, 40 years for the couple, I think, and 50 years for the other guy. Like
original
of pulling,
guys.
Just pulling toys out of molds. Like every toy, like anything that's come out, those guys have been pulling for years.
And the cool thing about it, too, is like what you said. Like we went there and they were pulling Godzillas from Marmot. So this like bigger factory, and then they're also doing like small,
pulling your thing where he's pulling 20 beats at a time.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, it's the same place, like making, you know, this vinyl for these bigger companies that they're making for smaller people.
It's so cool you guys got to watch that.
Yeah, so that was definitely for me a highlight. I mean, I was telling, like I told George when we were there, I'm like, dude, I could like be here all day. I could like watch them all day.
Yeah, I could have stood there and just watched them all day as well.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't.
Well, they were like had to go.
Hurrying you
like,
out.
Yeah, it was like a time.
And you're kind of in the way. Like there's not a lot of room in these little shops.
Right.
And they got work to do, and we're like, you know, drooling over
Hold
them. It's
them
like,
up.
come on, guys. Yeah.
Amazing to see.
That might be the best bag.
Best bag. So, well, the other kind of funny thing about it is like, okay, so one of the weird things is with the second factory. So we pulled up in the car, and you know they're working out of pretty much their garage.
I'm going to need to open that again.
Okay. They're working out of their garage. So we pull up in the car in the second factory and open my door, and I step out, and right there on the side of the road are molds. Mm-hmm. Just right, I mean, and they're like, happen to be like Paul Kaiju molds, like right there on the side of the road.
Just there.
And the first thing I could think of is like, man, like someone can just come and grab these, or like what if a car spins out and like nails, you know.
I don't think too many cars are driving around in that area.
It's just weird that, you know, that it wasn't like locked up or something.
Like here it would be under lock and key.
Yeah, but like, you know, like a couple of stacks of just molds sitting right there. And then there was this weird like I noticed when we were standing outside too, they had like these rows of like fish tanks.
Yeah,
remember
outside.
that? Like aquariums, like outside, with these little fish, and I don't know, like if they were pets or what, but they were. I
think it was a pet. That's where they keep them.
Pet fish.
Yeah.
It was just so like, but you could tell like they tried to make their workspace like really comfortable, and, you know, it felt like they were, you know, you could say factory, but it was like, you know, like your workspace or my workspace, like, you know. Not really a factory. Mm-hmm. Awesome though.
It was a good trip. So hopefully, if you aren't following us on Instagram, please come follow us. I'm at Aileen Gaspar.
At Couch Grouch.
Did that change?
Couch Grouch.
At Mr. Scott Tollison.
You just like freaked out Scott. You shut him down.
You can also follow me at George Gaspar on Twitter.
Okay.
But you can check all of our social feeds. We have a bunch of pictures up from when we were in Japan for all the randomness that we did. And this was a very good sample. This is pretty much all the toys we got. And that was an amazing trip, guys. Thank you.
We're going back next week.
Yeah, so we'll be back.
Yeah, okay, next week.
Ready to go
doing
back.
It again.
Ready to go.
I think we're going to just not do any blind box because we are...
Yeah, let's just wrap this up. This is a long episode.
This was blind box. We do have some events that we need to tell you guys about. coming up right around the corner is WonderCon, a pop culture con at the Los Angeles Convention Center in Los Angeles, California, March 25th to 27th, comic-con.org. And I don't think they're selling tickets on site this year. I think you have to buy them online.
So get them early.
If you want to do that.
That place is going to get packed. It's so awesome.
24-hour toy break.
It's happening.
We just didn't do it yet because we were in Japan, but we needed to reschedule. So here we are. 24-hour toy break is coming up in a few weeks. We're going to be broadcasting live with guests, artists, and goodies for 24 straight hours from 5 p.m. April 1st to 5 p.m. April 2nd. This is not an April Fool's Day joke.
We will be there.
We will be there. It will be fun.
Or it will be the very last episode of Toy Break. We don't know yet.
That is, we're confirming dates with everybody just to make sure that all the key players can come and join in the fun for you guys. So mark your calendars, and we'll see you at 24-hour toy break. We're very excited! Yay!
It's going to be amazing. It's always a fun time.
Yeah, and we have a couple fun things already kind of lined up, some surprises. Anything after that?
Emerald City Comic Con is coming up. The Pop Culture Con at the Washington State Convention Center in Seattle, Washington, April 7th to the 10th. EmeraldCityComicCon.com.
And then after that...
There's a lot going on in April. Holy cow.
Is Monsterpalooza, which is a horror convention at the Pasadena Convention Center in Pasadena, California, April 22nd to 24th, monsterpalooza.com. And this is the first time Monsterpalooza will be in Pasadena.
Yes, so come to it. It's going to be way better than when it was in Burbank. I have a feeling. I don't know for certain, but the Burbank one is so crowded and jammed close together that it can only get better going into Pasadena.
It's more space.
Yeah, it's just going to look nicer.
It's the same
going to be
area
easier
that
to walk around.
Decon's in.
Yeah.
Which I think is a nice room.
They need to be in. They should have been in Pasadena like 4 years ago. So it's cool that they're finally moving over
there.
Are
you planning to go to that?
I am probably going to go to that. I'll be walking around with Ben.
George and Ben will probably be at Monsterpalooza, but I that weekend will be at BrickCan, which is the first Lego fan convention at the River Rock Casino in Vancouver, Canada, April 23rd and 24th. You can go to brickcan.com and you can actually get your tickets right now ahead of time at Ticketmaster for the show. So, also Monsterpalooza, we call it a horror convention because there's not, that's what it is, but it's also like resin kits and monsters and sci-fi things.
A lot of cool art.
A few vintage toy kind of things. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff besides just...
Come to it.
Just horror.
Especially if you like horror movies.
Especially.
Ton of autograph type stuff going on.
Oh yeah, autographs. I always forget about those. Anything else,
George?
No,
let's wrap this up. So much to talk about.
So much to talk about.
So much to talk about.
You can check the show notes at toybreak.com for... Actually, there's not a lot of links to all this stuff because we bought a lot of this stuff at like Mandarake and Disneyland Tokyo.
Feel free to hit us up online and be like, where did you get that thing again?
And we'll
try and tell you.
If we remember.
So do check toybreak.com. You can get some notes from this episode, and you can also watch past episodes. You can also support the show by clicking on the Amazon link before you do your shopping. We really appreciate everybody who's been doing that. You can call and leave us a voicemail at 818-AM-I-GOOD. You can email us at info@toybreak.com. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/toybreak. You can subscribe to all of our shows on YouTube at youtube.com/toybreak. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at toybreak. You can follow me at Aileen Gaspar.
On Twitter at George Gaspar and on Instagram at Couch Grouch.
Couch Grouch? Did you change that? At Mr.
Right,
Scott Tollison.
Okay. Also, a quick Kickstarter shout out to Muju World, Miss Muju.
Yes.
They have a Star Traveler up right now. I backed the last Muju Kickstarter, so I suggest going and looking at Muju World or Miss Muju, or just write me and I'll tell you where it is.
I have no idea what just happened.
It's a good one. I forgot to shout it out earlier, but I wanted to make sure I told them before it ends.
Maybe there's a link in the show notes.
Or, hopefully maybe some point, what's my show called again? Couch Funded will be coming back, and I'll be able to talk about this more regularly again.
Well, guys, how'd it feel? First Toy Break back.
That was a lot.
Wow.
We got
I'm exhausted. Was that like 3 hours?
It was about 3 hours. Sorry, everybody.
Boom! We're back!
But we got lots of toys, at least.
Kick it off with toys that we don't have normally.
We missed you guys. We won't do that again.
Hopefully someone's watching, because maybe we lost everybody being gone for 2 months. You never know.
Well, hopefully not. So tell your friends, because we will see you next week. Same toy time, same toy channel. Bye, everyone!
Guess who's back, back, back.
Back again.